If you have been trying to create a coaching plan, working out your framework, mapping your processes, trying to make it feel really clear and professional, and you're hoping that once it's right, people will start saying yes, I want to gently challenge that and support you with it today in this episode. Because a coaching plan can be really helpful, but it's also not the thing that's actually going to get you clients. If we haven't met before, I'm Jo Lott, a business coach, and I help qualified coaches get clients with honesty, not hype. I have supported hundreds of qualified coaches in their business over the last few years and really excited to support you today in this episode. So in this episode, I want to talk about coaching plans because I recently discovered that this was a key word that coaches search for. So let's talk about what they are, how to create one, and also think about them in a way that doesn't take you away from what coaching really is. So let's start simply. A coaching plan is essentially a way of mapping out a journey that you will take a client on. It gives a sense of direction. So you may be thinking about where they are now, where they want to get to, and the key stages in between. So for example, that might be looking at where they are now, and this is in real tangible terms. So don't think they're lost, they're stuck. What does that actually mean in real life? So instead of me being lost or stuck, maybe I'm not showing up in my business, for example. So really think about the actions that you can see if you were filming it. What would it actually look like? So then think about what's in the way of them taking action. What is the story they're telling themselves that is stopping them from moving forward? And where do they really want to get to? And again, think about the morning, afternoon, and evening. Don't be generic of they want clarity and happiness. We can't picture what that looks like. So really paint the picture as if you were painting a picture or filming something. A good coaching plan, which could also be known as your signature coaching offer, will give your client confidence that you have done this before and you may be able to support them to their goal. And whether it's the placebo effect or not, it really does help their confidence in you and eventually your confidence because you have done that journey many times before. So it really helps both of you see that there is a clear path forward. But here is where I see a lot of coaches get stuck. There is often a tension between I'm a coach and my client sets the agenda and I need to create something structured that people can actually buy. Because in coach training, we are taught not to lead, not to impose a process, to follow the client. So creating a plan can feel really uncomfortable, almost like we are moving away from what coaching is actually supposed to be. And I just want to say you are not doing it wrong by creating a structure. You are responding to what the market wants and wants to pay for. Therefore, you are working in line with what that client wants because they are setting the agenda, for example, by buying your program to get a job they want, for example. When someone is thinking about working with you, they don't know about open space and how valuable it is to just have space to have a conversation. They think they want something that they can hold on to and feel secure with. All of us humans like certainty, and therefore them buying this kind of random space is not going to help them feel certain. What they want is to understand, what will this look like? How will it help me? What is the journey that I'll be going on? And that desire for something tangible is completely normal. If you are going on a journey, you look at a map and you plan the exact route you'll take. If you're building out a kitchen, you do the same. You measure up, you look at what you like, and you create a structure, a roadmap, a sense of direction that this is actually going to happen. So we are used to doing that in life, and this is not a compromise. It can actually support the coaching. But, and this is the important part, the structure needs to allow flexibility because coaching is not linear. Clients change their minds, goals evolve, new things will come up all of the time. So your role is not to force them through your plan when they've bought your program. It's to gently hold that plan, guide them, hold the direction while adapting to what's actually happening for them in real time. I do this, for example, by saying, today we were due to look at the big picture of where your business is right now, but what's going on for you? What's most important? If they say, I've got a webinar tomorrow and I've got no idea what I'm saying, I'm clearly not going to make them look at the big picture of their business. We're actually going to plan that webinar. So you're kind of gently holding the structure whilst allowing the space for them to actually do what they want and really use that session effectively for them. Also, once people have paid for your service, they are far more open to that space because by that point, they've actually experienced a coaching session. So they usually become far less attached to the rigorous process that they've bought into, as long as you are checking in with them every step of the way, recontract, really find out how you can best support them. Also, don't get too attached to the result that they want. So for example, if you're a career coach, don't think, oh my gosh, this person's not getting a job. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I used to work as a career coach and hardly anybody actually changed career within our 12-week program, for example. Because as we all know in life, things are never as speedy as we want. It's an emotional journey, it's a practical journey, but they will always get value from what you do together in those sessions. I've had people years on message me saying, thank you so much, I've got the job of my dreams, and it's all due to our sessions 2 years ago, whilst I was being hard on myself thinking, oh my goodness, it hasn't worked. They must be really disappointed. But no, they're not disappointed because that space that you provide will change their life. Where I see things start to go wrong is here. The plan becomes the focus. You can spend far too many hours refining it, adding more detail, adding more stages, more language around it, hoping that if it's clear enough or structured enough, it will be easier to sell. But what often happens if you spend too long on this is it becomes the opposite. It gets so complicated, more abstract, and really hard for someone outside of coaching to understand. I heard this quote the other day, which was something like, use your intellect wisely. And so therefore, don't fox them with pages and pages of complicated language. Just say it in a way that is really, really easy for the average person to understand. Because when someone is deciding whether to work with you, they are not analysing your coaching plan as much as you are. They are generally asking themselves something much simpler. Is this for me? Do they understand what I'm dealing with? And can they help me move forward? That's usually it. And if those three things are not clear, no amount of sessions or structure or time or language will fix it. So let's reframe it like this. A coaching plan is not there to just sell your work. It is there to support it. It will help you to deliver consistently great results with your clients. It will also help your clients feel safe and held within that process. It will give them a sense of progress, especially if you zoom out occasionally and show them the steps that they have taken. So here is my best tip. 3 phases work really well. So even if you have a 12-step plan or session structure, can you explain it in 3 sentences? For example, in my Business of Coaching program, we have 3 phases. The first is build. You will finish this phase with a clear niche and offer that has been reviewed and refined with my support, so you know it lands with the right people. Second phase is attract. I will review your content, your outreach, your conversations, so you are not second guessing at any point, and you will walk away with a visibility strategy that feels doable and gets results. And the third phase is deliver. We refine your systems and client experience together so that they feel professional, polished, and you are ready to grow. Is it really hard to simplify it like this? Yes, totally. I want to say that I teach you LinkedIn and AI, and we'll set up your lead magnet and we'll review your website. There is so much more that we do in the program, but I have to really keep it simple so that people can initially pique their interest enough to look into all of the other detail that maybe I have. So if you have been focusing on refining your plan or your offer, let's take it back to here. Who do you help? What are they struggling with right now? And what do they actually want instead? And can you say that in a simple 3-step way that feels clear and aligned for them? Because when that becomes clear, your plan becomes easier for both them and for you. The best way of knowing if this is working is not by rewriting your plan again. It's by having real conversations, starting to work with people, trying it out, really noticing what resonates, noticing where people get confused, and refining from there. Because your business will grow through that interaction and the iteration. You cannot start from where you will end up without going on that journey. So if you are sitting there thinking, I just need to get my coaching plan right, I'll offer you this. You don't need a better plan, but you need clearer communication and usually a much simpler plan. And that is when everything will fall into place, when your plan can really support the work you're already capable of and you can say it really simply. If you would like support with this, I have a free guide called How to Create a Signature Coaching Offer. It is designed as a simple checklist with a real tangible example of a great offer mapped out next to it so you can see how easy this can really be. I will link to that in the show notes or description. Thank you for listening today, and I hope it was helpful. And like I always say, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and be the wise gardener who keeps on watering the seeds.